This could be broken down into 5 areas. 5 areas. One is what I call suffering and storm aftermath. Suffering and storm aftermath. Secondly, systemic strain and fragmentation. Systemic strain, fragmentation. Thirdly, strategic statecraft. That's the design. Fourthly, stakeholder scrutiny and political tension. And finally, sustainable strength and national renewal. So there are 5 areas that we broke the NaRRA bill down into: suffering and storm aftermath, systemic strain, fragmentation, strategic statecraft, that's the creation of the bill, stakeholder scrutiny, political tension, and of course, sustainable strength and national renewal. Now, in the quiet aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica is not only measuring damage, it is measuring direction. You have to understand the measurement of damage, the measurement of direction. And in that searching moment, leadership matters. Credit must be given where credit is due. Andrew Holness has moved beyond the language of recovery as routine, and he has moved into the larger and harder language of systems. This is a systems prime minister, which is why he's going to do well, you know. He's going to do well. Let me tell you this. Systems are better than people. Systems are what you use to drive any business, organization, and a country. Holness is putting structure to Jamaica, and he's using the structure to execute. He should be commended. Holness should be commended because he's the vision behind NaRRA. And NaRRA is not ordinary governance, you know. It is an attempt to re-engineer Jamaica. Because the ground beneath our feet was shifted, and Holness is re-engineering the society. Big up. By the way, if you are wanting to support our program, our moderator will put out the information. If you are on YouTube, the information is on your screen right now. Please remember that we are relying on your support to continue the project. Vision of NaRRA. It's not ordinary governance. It's an attempt to re-engineer how a nation responds when the ground shifts. Never happened before. And probably will not happen again. Good night to you, caller. Hello? No, we don't have anybody there. Okay, take that. Okay? And it is critical to understand that to do so, and to do so in a way that has already signaled fiscal credibility to the world, unlocking confidence from multilateral partners and positioning Jamaica not as a perpetual recipient of aid, but as a structured partner in reconstruction. That is leadership. That is leadership in the deepest sense. But because we are blinded by politics, we can't see beyond these things. It's not only responding to crisis, it is reshaping the architecture of the response itself. And so NaRRA stands as more than policy. NaRRA stands as possibility. Stands as possibility. But possibility to become reality requires something larger than politics. It requires a national alignment. And so what is happening in our country today is a national alignment. And this is the moment for Jamaicans, especially people in Westmoreland, people in St. Elizabeth, St. James, Hanover, Trelawney, to transcend the gravitational pull of the political contest. Because it pulls you in, Not because politics is irrelevant, but because recovery is not partisan. Recovery is practical, it's urgent, and it's human. There's a time for debate, and there's a time for building. This is the time for building, because what NaRRA offers, if stewarded with transparency, discipline, and care, is not merely faster recovery. It is repositioning Jamaica. Repositioning Jamaica on the developmental trajectory. Brilliant. Want to go to the callers now. If you're online and you want to come up and comment on anything that you have heard, then it's your time to send a request to the moderator, and we will take you up and have a talk with you. Who do we have? Good evening. Good evening, caller. Not hearing anyone there. Not hearing anyone there. Okay, but I saw.
Our neighbor sent you a message. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. All right. Great. Great. Okay. All right. Mr. Johnson, good evening to you, sir. Hello. Good evening, Johnson. Hello. Okay. Are you hearing me, sir?
Neighbor, he will have to join again. His background is just too noisy.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So we don't have any. I'm sure we had. All right. So let me continue then. Okay. He's back. He's back. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm fine. You can't get a quieter background, man.
You're still hearing the noise?
Yes. Move away from the noise, the man. Another caller. Westlife Politics, good evening to you. Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening. I am hearing you. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you very much.
Yes. Hi. Wife style. Yeah, great. Wife style politics. No, what type of politics is that? Wife style? What about politics is that? Oh, you play politics with your husband? Wow, what type of politics? Tell me a little bit about that. All right. Well, I'm going to have to check it out. But how you doing? What's on your mind? Uh-huh. On Tuesday. Yes. Why you call it misunderstanding? What? Uh-huh. Well, tell us how you see it, ma'am. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am. Hold on there, ma'am. You see, there's a real instinct among what are called loyalists to defend the party line. You know, the circling of the wagon when something like this happens. But hold on, ma'am. Blunt public attacks on Mrs. Ford are strategically counterproductive and they are going to hurt the party, ma'am. Because they, yeah, no, you know, ma'am, they don't listen. They don't listen. They don't protect the Jamaica Labour Party. They weaken its most valuable asset right now. And what is the Labour Party's most valuable asset right now, ma'am? And I will tell you. The Labour Party's most valuable asset is credibility on under scrutiny, ma'am. The credibility of the party is now being tested under scrutiny. Let me tell you something, you see, ma'am. More than maybe 90% of Jamaicans will not read the NaRRA bill. They will not read the NaRRA bill. What they will read is a narrative that is being shaped by the political process. Okay? And there are two things that needs to be pointed out here. Number one, two distinctions. And I'm bringing you back in soon. Just bear with me. Is what is called unity of voice. The other is legitimacy of process. Supporters attacking Forte are prioritizing unity. The voters, ma'am, are speaking to legitimacy. Unity will not win the election. It is legitimacy that will. And a system that allows internal challenge signals that this is a government that thinks, that this is a government that opens a broad tent, and this is a government that welcomes criticisms. That, ma'am, strategically positions the party as a better party than the People's National Party. That is probably a technical problem from not my end, because I haven't done anything. All right. Yeah, I don't know what is happening there. Okay. All right. Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. Getting to another aspect of this. So I spoke to getting new voters because of this kind of stance. We can also get new donors from this kind of stance. The people with money, the people who usually donate to political parties, they want to keep a party in power who they think will listen to them. They want to keep a party in power who they believe, if they come with an opinion, this party will take it. And this is how the JLP is being positioned.
Yes.
If they do the right thing with what is happening now. Malahoo Forte did not stand up and point out possible amendments in order to side with the PNP. She did this to ensure that the NaRRA bill goes through and it works.
Yes.
Because as you have mentioned before, all of the positives that will come if this works.
Yes.
And if she sat back, toward party lines, saw where there could be amendments, and said nothing, then further, the PNP stopped everything because they find some loopholes, they find some problems. That is going to be worse for us.
Yes, ma'am.
Better now.
I'm surprised though, ma'am. But by the way, there's very little that a party can do to curtail views on social media. These people do not work for the party. They will tell you they have independent views. But I suspect, ma'am, that where the influence is a little bit above some of these comments, ma'am. we spent more than an hour and a half last night breaking this down so that the people could understand. Let me tell you something, you see, ma'am. I believe, you see, that this is a strategy of the Jamaica Labour Party. I
think so too.
I don't think that what happened in Parliament is outside of the control of the politics. No, one of the things that we have to understand, you see, ma'am, is that politics is a strategic, scientific game, you know, ma'am. It's not just what you see. It's not only theater, it is strategy. And I believe that the party was well aware of what Marlene was going to say in the Parliament yesterday.
Perception.
I think the party sent her out there to say it.
Yes.
To prove something.
I have been trying to tell people this.
Yes, ma'am. To prove something.
Yes.
And as I said last night, that when the opposition stood up to applaud a standing ovation, I think they applauded their fourth-term defeat, because I think they were outwitted, outsmarted, outstrategized, and were left with their orange underpants showing yesterday. It showed how weak of a political party they were. Marlene Malahoo Forte, you know, ma'am, is no fool, you know. And if it was another member of parliament that did it, probably I would have doubts, but not Marlene. Marlene is a former attorney general, a former advisor to the government. You think Marlene would go out there and seek to embarrass her party, ma'am? Anybody who is thinking that is not reading the politics well. That you saw happening. No, that you saw happening in Parliament, ma'am, was a setup. That was strategic and a brilliant move by the Jamaica Labour Party. All planned, ma'am, and executed perfectly. Because the changes that are to be made to the NaRRA bill, Marlene said it.
Yes.
Marlene said it. The government will include those, and it will look like a team effort. Nothing coming from the PNP. PNP left in the water.
JLP bill.
Yes.
JLP amendments. JLP pass it.
Absolutely, ma'am.
Nothing to do with the PNP.
Nothing to do with the PNP, ma'am.
Nothing came from them.
You know one of the other things.
Because of them.
You know one of the other things, ma'am, that I find a little disheartening. Let me sit down and have a little talk with you. You know, one other thing I find a little disheartening, ma'am, that in this moment, the Labourites are not putting a lot of confidence in their leader, Andrew Holness. I don't think Labourites are giving Holness the credit that that Holness is unmatched. Holness is unmatched in Jamaica's politics right now, ma'am. There's no one, I would say, even in the Caribbean, that can match Holness. I think Labourites are underestimating Holness. You know, Labourites, don't do it.
Some of us are sleeping.
Holness got this locked, ma'am. Believe me, tell you that. Yeah, and nothing that you see happening in Parliament, ma'am, just happen like that. Everything is strategic, even on the PNP side. You know, don't bother think that people just get up and talk. Things are discussed behind the scenes. Things are planned. Things are strategized, ma'am. That's what is happening.
Yes, because as I said today, I called in on NNN today, and I was talking.
Oh, you did?
Yes. It wasn't a long talk, because it's radio and you are limited, so I couldn't say much. But I basically said that I believe that Marlene went to the Prime Minister, and the Prime Minister said to her, "Take it to the debate." I believe that. And I said it to Tyrone today. You can go and listen. I'm not making this up now because you said that, neighbor.
Yes.
I believe that is a possibility. And when I hear some people talking about, this is something that should have been done behind closed door, people, this is a bill that has been tabled. You cannot amend it in secrecy.
Correct.
So even if she go behind and say, "Hey, I believe that these two things need to be fixed. The Prime Minister cannot fix it and then take it to Parliament and say, I fixed these things.
Correct.
Who told you to fix it? How is it that it is not on record that these things you were told to amend these things? We don't see that anywhere. So how are you amending things?
You're very right, ma'am.
Debate. It's a debate. You participate in a debate. That's how it works. It's not a. It's
Correct.
Not a,
and would that be not
it's not a campaign?
Would that not be commendable, ma'am, that the Prime Minister has such confidence in
extremely commendable.
Yes, that he would be prepared to allow that to be said in the public, because it strengthens the perception of the government, ma'am. It does.
It does.
Yeah.
And the government can only win for this. And I will repeat what I said to Tyrone today. Malahoo Forte has secured the 4th term for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Tyrone said that?
I said that.
Oh, well, you were listening to us last night.
No, I usually do listen, but I didn't say that last
night. We said Forte, F-O-R-T-E, Forte. Forte gave the party the 4th term.
The 4th. Oh.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes,
unintended.
Ma'am. Oh, yes.
Yes.
We said that last time.
Gave the party the 4th. What happened, when we were watching the Parliament, because I didn't feel this way in watching. And I probably think this is what is happening to some labor rights still, right? When you're watching the Parliament, you put on your tribal armor. You have on your green hat and your green shirt and 10 armband on each arm, and you are in defense mode. Your tribal armor. But what happened after I listened is I took off my tribal armor.
Mm-hmm.
I put on my black, green, and gold. And that's when I got the epiphany. That's
you got the what? You got the what, ma'am?
Epiphany.
Oh, the epiphany. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm. What does that mean, ma'am?
That's when it's like the aha moment.
I see.
When you yes, that oh, this is what really happened, or this is what is happening. And that big picture, that's when you begin to see the big picture. When you are armored, you be in your tribal clothing outfit, you can't see the big picture.
Yes.
But the moment you put on that black, green, and gold, and I would encourage the labor rights to do so. Put on your black, green, and gold. Think about Jamaica. You know how happy some people would be right now to say, listen, Malahoo is not standing up for party. She is standing up for Jamaica.
Yes.
She chose Jamaica again. And the Jamaican people. Because we want NaRRA to work. We want NaRRA to work, and we want it to work well. And we don't want the opposition to have any reason to stop it. So the people who are talking about Malahoo gave ammunition to PNP. No, you are the ones giving ammunition to PNP, criticizing the lady. The lady has done us proud. And this means new voters. Some of us are too much of a gatekeeper. It's like we stand up at Belmont Road and only labor right band who behold Bustamante must come through the gate. No.
Uh-huh.
No, that's not how you win elections.
Yes.
You have to get new people, Every single.
Well, you know, ma'am,
year.
to be truthful to you, a lot of these bloggers, you know, ma'am, will not earn the Jamaica Labour Party one dege vote, you know, not one. Okay, because they are just talking among themselves and talking to themselves. That don't help the party. I mean, quite frankly, if you need to find a new girl, you have to leave your house. You can't stay in your yard and find new fresh meat. You have to leave your house, man. You know, and I'm not against them. You know, I'm not criticizing them. All I'm saying is that their modus operandi does not help the party. They may help themselves because these are labor rights that are meeting to talk, and talk they can among themselves. But if I were an independent voter or uncommitted, I wouldn't be impressed with their conversations, man. So I don't know. I don't know what they're talking about. I think that there's actually two ways to look at that. I think that Marlene was exposing strategy for the party. I think so. And even if she was not, I think the perception could be managed in such a way that it helps the party, because it suggests that the party is inclusive, that views in there can differ from the core and yet be sustained. And I believe that what the labor rights are doing right now is antithetical to their own party's well-being and development.
That's correct.
Yes.
That's absolutely correct.
Is it your first time up here, ma'am?
Yes. It's my first time talking to you directly, but I do watch the show and I do participate in the comment section.
Well, you're not on Nationwide, and we can give you some more time. What's on your mind? What else is on your mind?
Okay. Also, did I also look at the time and place already? When the people were talking about it not being the time and place. Where else is the place? Isn't Parliament where parliamentarians show up for their constituents?
Yes. Yes.
What other time do you get to debate a bill than the time allotted when the standing orders are suspended for the bill to be debated?
Yes.
So when people speak about time and place, what are you talking about?
Yes.
This is not something that you can go and hug up and meet at a bar and fix it and then take it to Parliament. That's not how a bill works. That's not how a debate works. This is a democracy.
Absolutely.
You know what this also proves? I am not sure if you realize how many times the People's National Party used the term, I don't remember the exact term that they used in Parliament, but every single one of them that stood up used the term, but it really means like a dictatorship. They were trying to make it seem like Andrew Holness, the CEO, and Andrew Holness is going to be like a dictatorship, right? But this goes back again. What Malahoo Forte did goes back again to show that this is not a dictatorship. We are going to listen and we are going to amend. But
Yes.
it's just about. So in a dictatorship, that doesn't happen. So it also goes and dispel that as well. So when the PNP stand to clap, they have no idea why they are clapping.
Yes, ma'am.
They have no idea. They are basically embarrassing themselves. Because when this plays out, then we will all see it for what it really was. This is going to come back. This is going to be on the ballot for 2030. And JLP can only win for this.
Fantastic, ma'am. Fantastic. Well, ma'am, it was great having you tonight. You must come back again. You hear?
Okay.
Absolutely. Great having you, and thank you. Your insights were very good. Very good observation. Love having you. Honeybee, you're next.
Good evening again, neighbor. Good night, everyone.
Fantastic. Honeybee, where are you calling from?
I'm from Kingston. I'm in Kingston, Jamaica.
You're in Kingston. What's on your mind, Honeybee?
As I said before, is that if you listen to the bloggers, you will not get the full picture and the understanding of what is happening in the parliament.
Do you listen, ma'am?
I listen. I watch the parliament. I always watch the debates.
No. Do you listen to online bloggers?
Not a lot of them. For me, a lot of them don't make sense, and I have
no
time to listen.
Oh, okay, wow.
So what I do, if I'm scrolling and I see something and it makes sense, I'll listen a bit. But if you're not saying anything that will drag my attention, meaning it will make me think, I'm going to move on. Right? Because there's just a few people I listen to online. Like, I always watch your show, and I listen to Michelle Stern. I don't know if you know about Michelle Stern. She's a PMP. She didn't hide that, But she's one of those Michael Manley, Portia PMP. She's one of those.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? And when you listen to her when they were going on with the Integrity Commission situation, and she put everything online, and she said, if you don't have it, you can copy this and read it for yourself.
Yes.
And I did a lot of that because I wanted to be informed. But for me, with the debate now about the NaRRA bill, what people seem to don't understand is that the people in the West can't play politics now. They need help now.
But I wonder if their MPs. I wonder if their MPs are aware of that. Because no, them will see playing the politics, ma'am.
Exactly. But for me, this is my stand. These people need to put their MP on the spot and said, listen, if you are going to stick out against this bill, you are putting your next term in Parliament in jeopardy, because we can't wait on you. And people need to understand that if you are in the position, the ball is in your court to make sure that the MP that represent you speak for you and not for political gain or not for themselves. You can't afford. You are the one that is in the position. They're in their warm homes. And you are the one who lose your roof. Some of them lose everything. Put these people to work. You can't come out like you're on a fashion show or it's some form of facade like what Nikisha Burchell is doing. I don't know. I don't see what sense she make in the parliament. However, they vote for her and she's there. But since she's there and she wants something to do, this is what you do, ma'am. If you want a second term, you need to make sure we get the help we need or you are out. And I'm not just talking about PMP, I'm talking about JLP. If you're not working, you don't deserve a second term.
Yeah, ma'am, she has led what I call the performative politics. I think it's one of the most she has led, ma'am, a type of politics that I find, quite frankly, distasteful. I think she's a I
did not. I thought I was the only one.
I find her to be a distasteful type of politician.
Yes.
I think she's deceptive, and quite frankly, ma'am, I am disappointed in Homer Davis. I am disappointed in Homer Davis, ma'am.
Yeah.
Because there's no way, ma'am, that Homer should have allowed that girl to beat her. I saw her taking off her shoes, standing up on a rock stone over there, ma'am, and flinging herself, ma'am. I tell you the truth, ma'am, there is a broader discussion that needs to be had about the quality of people we send into the parliament.
Exactly, because
she alone, ma'am. When I hold on there, ma'am. When I sat down and I listened to the debate for maybe 2 or 3 times, and I listened to the quality of the presentations, the content, ma'am. This parliament is weak.
Yeah.
This parliament is weak, ma'am. And when I look at all Nikisha Burchell, I wonder, ma'am. I wonder what. And I don't know her academic qualifications. I'm just saying that the posture. You know what I saw today, ma'am? I saw the one over there in St. Elizabeth. What's her name? Jess.
Yeah.
Holding on to our frock, or if breeze blow, the whole of our show, ma'am. She have to be holding on to our frock. Telling the camera, I want government to give me some money. I am showing this because I want the government to give me some money. That is not representation, ma'am.
You know, God bless my mother, so she's no longer with us. And I remember just before the election, she said to me, and she said to my children and brother, we were just having a discussion, and she said, listen, for the future of this country and for the future of the children and your grandchildren, the choice has to be the right one.
Yes.
And I said to her, but mommy, what are you saying? Everybody know you is a labor right. She said, I am a labor right, but I never tell anyone to be labor right. But what I'm saying to you, the choice has to be the right one.
Yes.
And in order for the country to continue in the trajectory that it's going, we need to decide if it's Jamaica or a person that we think can make a difference. We need to choose. We need to look outside of the party line and choose Jamaica and believe that Jamaica will be better if we do this. And I said to her, so what do you think? She said, let me tell you something. I know for a fact that the present government will be back, but they will not be. Sorry,
your mother said that, ma'am? Your mother said that?
Yes, she said, I know for a fact.
Hold on. Your mother is still with us? She's still with us?
No, she unfortunately she passed November.
And hold on. And she said that the government will be back?
She said the government will be back. But
hold on, ma'am. Your mother. She's passed on.
Yes.
And what did she say, ma'am?
She said the government will be back, but it will not be with the strength of representative. That will be that meaning she was saying that is not the same amount of people that was there before the election.
You mean she's saying that the Labour Party will win in 2030, but with a reduced majority?
No, she said they will have win in 2025.
Oh.
But they will not be with the same amount.
What did she say? Hold on? Last words are very important, ma'am. What did she say about 2030? You didn't prize that out of her.
When they won,
yes,
she said this was the term that oldness need to seal a 4th term. And I said to her, so mommy, you think you will get a... She said, let me tell you something.
Wow.
Oldness has a vision, and the vision that he has, if he get the chance to put his vision forward, and the Jamaican people stand behind him and give him the chance to put his vision forward, we will get to where we should have been.
What you saying to me?
And I said to her, then mommy, she said, listen to me. She said, Wendy, I was here from Bustamante days.
Oh my God.
Know what I'm saying to you. I know. And my mother is a woman. If she says something happening, she said, come on, labor rights. That don't look good. That don't look good at all. You have to set an example for the people. And I'll be like, okay. Because I always like to watch her when the debates is happening. And she sit close to the TV and she put her ears like this. And sometimes I even think she'll fall asleep, but she's listening.
My God.
And I said to her, oh, you're sleeping and you see listening to the debate? She said, did I tell you I was sleeping? And she said to me, she said, listen, you need to understand that an attack on loudmouth win election
yes.
is action. And she said, unfortunately, the Jamaican people don't normally vote on action. But we have to change that. We with a voice have to change that and point. She said, first of all, young people need to read more. Social media is there for us to understand that we can put the information out there, because they're not going to go to a book, they're not going to go to the archive, they're not going to take up an old cleaner. But if you put the correct information in front of them on social media, and they probably will listen a bit. Now I'm saying what Malahoo Forte did, right?
No, ma'am. Hold on, dear ma'am. Before you go to Malahoo Forte, what you have done, because I know this cinema. Last words are normally prophetic words.
Yeah.
And you are saying that your mother, that is now deceased, she died in November, ma'am?
Yes, November of last year.
Told you that the Labour Party would win a third term with a reduced majority.
Yes.
And that they will also win a fourth term.
Yeah. If he get the chance to put his vision forward. So I'm saying this NaRRA bill, the PMP knows that if the NaRRA bill get to go forward and it is done in the way that I expect it to be done, meaning not that you're not going to have flaws, but get the people the help that they need and to rebuild Jamaica better, stronger. There is no way that the Jamaica Labour Party can't win back government. And I was saying to my son just this week, and I said to him, you know, your grandmother talks something sometime, and I wonder if she's some fortune teller or something. And he's like, what now? And then when I say it to him, him say, Mommy, that's grandma. Grandma don't speak out of terms.
What?
And I said, okay. Because when my mother says something, and my son take it as law, because he said they have never steered us wrong. And we listen. And I'm saying to you, she said, when we were watching the voting and the election on the television, she was like, when I said to her, but it don't look good, Mommy, she said, what you worry about?
Yes.
And when
hold on election night.
Yeah.
When you were worried, your mother said, no worry.
Yeah, she said, what are you worried about? Because when at one point we saw that they were leading. And I said, it's not looking good. And she said, what are you worried about?
What a rock stone woman, ma'am. What a rock stone woman.
I'm telling you, I have some friends and they would say to me,
Is a Bustamante Labour right?
Yes, that's what she is.
Siaga Labour right? Shira Labour right?
I mean, at the funeral, it was all that talk.
What are you saying?
People were saying they know her to be the person whenever they were having a big function.
What is her name, ma'am? What is her name?
Bennett. Dolores Bennett.
Dig up yourself, Dolores Bennett. May your soul rest in peace and light perpetually shine upon you.
Well, thank you for that.
Rest in peace, Dolores.
She was the major cook at the community center whenever Mr. Siaga was having a function. Because she can cook a lot.
Okay.
And she always said, the people have to understand when a government is working for you and not for themselves. I said, Mommy, she said, listen, I know this young man when he was introduced to us.
That is wholeness.
Yes, at Belmont Road. And I said to her, you know him from there? She said, yes. And she said, when they decide to put him where he is now, Olympic way and she said, somebody said to her, no, he can't. And Siago said, that's where I'm putting him.
Yeah.
Because she was a delegate.
Yes.
She was a delegate.
Okay.
And she said, that's where we're putting him. And she said, we campaigned for him more than how we campaigned for Edward Siaga that year, that first time. And I said, so you knew? She said, because we know what he was up against, and we had to make our footprint then to seal him right there. And she said, I'm telling you, because when I saw the counting coming, and I'm saying, Mommy, but the Prime Minister, She said, keep yourself quiet. That's how it always goes. He will never lose.
Oh, yes.
She said to me, and she called a place down there. She said, those votes don't come in as yet.
All right.
And I was like, what do you mean? She said, those votes are always the last to come in. She said, right at C1 primary right there, those votes don't come in as yet. And I was like, okay. But because she understand the lines and how voters come in, because she worked in the election. So I was listening. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to watch anymore. Tell me how it goes. And then when they started to count down, my mother said, listen, didn't I tell you? And when I said, when they said it was, I think it was 32 something, she said, we are not going to get, she said, I hope we get 36, but I'm sticking with 35. And when we got 35, my brother said I should have bet on it.
What a prophet. Oh my God. Oh
and
boy.
She even called something that I could not believe that could happen. She said, a hard-working person is not, don't seem like that person will all out. And I was like, hard-working person? And I said, who is that? And she said, watch and see. I'll tell you. And when it come up, and I saw with Isaac and
Anne-Marie,
she said she's not coming back, and you're going to be sorry for it.
oh my God.
I said, oh, you mean?
What is,
she's not coming
what
back?
is happening on the program?
She said she's not coming back.
Yes. Oh
And
boy. By the way, she didn't tell you anything about me, ma'am? Anything about me?
She always listened to you. She
Wait,
said,
hold on.
She
always
said,
listened to me, ma'am?
A man, yes, she said a man with sense and know how to conduct himself properly.
That's what she said.
A man with sense and know how to conduct himself properly.
Wonderful.
She's the person that let me start listening to you.
Hold on. What is her name again?
Dolores Bennett. She's the person that let me
She
start.
made you start listening to me, ma'am?
Yes.
What a thing.
But she said you know how to conduct yourself.
And what are you saying to me?
You're a man with understanding. And I said to her, okay.
Wow.
And my daughter, who's just 19, listens to you.
Wow.
Oh.
Good night to her. What's her name?
Her name is Devandra.
Hi, Devandra. How you doing? Nice to have you. Great.
Sometimes she's in class and she said to me, Mommy, neighbor is on. Just go and listen. As soon as class finish, I'll tune in.
And she's 19. And she's 19, ma'am.
Because I tell them, you don't listen to me. You don't listen to anybody else. You read for yourself.
Yes.
And I'm so happy that that's how my son is.
Wow, what a wonderful.
And he will stick out and say, listen, did you guys ever spend the time to just really listen, read, get the information?
Wonderful.
Open your mouth?
Yes.
And I said to him, sometimes they will not. They will go with what is popular.
Wonderful.
And the narrative.
What a wonderful call. What a wonderful call this is. You know, ma'am, I tell you this. My time is going. I'm 24 minutes to 10 o'clock. But I have to ask you, ma'am. So your daughter, she's interested in politics?
She's in college, yeah.
All right. And your son?
Well, he's about to start his master's next September. He did biochemistry. So
wow.
They're
Yes.
And I even tell my nephew.
What about your husband?
Well, he listens, but he's a 8:30 time person. 8:30 is out.
He go to in bed 8:30.
Go to bed 8:30.
How you manage that, man? How you manage that?
Because he gets up so early.
I see.
And he works very hard. And so on weekends, on a Friday night, he will go over that. But from Sunday to Thursday, 8:30 is.
Okay. Well, ma'am, I tell you this, ma'am. This is a wonderful call. I really enjoy. I can feel that your mother, ma'am, was a spiritual woman.
Yes, she was.
She's resting in peace.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I wish I could play a song for her, but I'm on YouTube. I can't play the song. And remind me of the name of your young daughter, ma'am. 19.
19. She's Devandra.
Devandra. I want to say good night to Devandra. Devandra, how you doing? Nice to have you, and continue to listen to the Hello Neighbor show. Really great that talking to your mother. And I hope you come again, ma'am.
I definitely will. once you are on here, you will have a listener. I'll tell you.
Okay.
Once you're here, you have a listener.
Yeah, honeybee.
I'll always be here.
Wonderful call, ma'am. And I know my listeners enjoy listening to you too. Thank you so much for calling tonight, and have a great night. Okay.
Oh, same to you and everyone else.
All right, ma'am. And Devandra, study your book now and do well in school. And
she better do.
We're rooting for you.
We are not going with the student loan, so she's broken me.
Oh my God. What is she studying, ma'am?
She's doing business administration.
Okay, good choice. Have a great rest of the night, ma'am. Your husband is asleep now.
Yes.
Go wake him up, ma'am. I'm sure he'll go wake him up. Wake up, sir.
I'll have to save the wake up if I do want him to wake up.
You have to do what?
I have to save the wake up if I really do want him to wake up.
What do you mean by that?
You get what I mean?
All right. leave it alone. You're bad too much.
Okay.
Save the wake up. All right. Bridget,
Okay.
lovely talking to you. Have a fantastic night. You hear?
Okay, same to you.
Okay, great. Wonderful.